Dare I say, is Eminem trying to cancel Gen Z?
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Hi, girlies. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Uh-oh.
As Bria would say.
Jeez. Actually, that's my mom's thing.
Really?
That she passed on to me.
Oh, I love that.
Jeez.
That's cute. Did she say it like that, or did she have it with a southern accent?
She was like, jeez.
That's cute. I thought it was a Will thing.
No, he stole it from me.
Bitch.
And now people are thinking that it's his.
Just like a man would.
What do they call that? Colonizing. He colonized my jeez.
He appropriated.
Low key, because sometimes he doesn't use it in the way that I would use it.
Woo!
So he's like
Woof.
talking on a new meaning.
Well,
yeah.
What is going on today?
Girl, in example of like all of the shit that has gone on this week, in the backdrop of all the news, I guess last week when you're watching this, Eminem dropped this fucking album.
Yeah.
And really tried to offend as many people as humanly possible.
The Death of Slim Shady. The Coup de Grâce. Do you know what a coup de grace is?
The final blow.
Straight to the dome.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You grew up listening to Eminem. So like you're a big fan, or you just listened kind of like on MTV and stuff?
Like a core memory of mine is being on the playground in first grade, and this like people who had siblings, older siblings, like they brought I think it was the Marshall Mathers EP, the one with the curtains. I think that's what it is. And they were like, "Oh my God, I love Eminem. This is so good. This is crazy." And I was like, "What?" And then they like let me borrow the CD, and I put it in my like CD player, like my Walkman CD player thing. And I was just like blown away. And then I remember my babysitter's son, he would play Marshall Mathers EP, and I think the Real Slim Shady, like in the car. And that was like my introduction to rap. Well, that, and then probably listening to like Power 106 with like my best friend.
Oh, wow.
But,
okay,
yeah.
So yours goes deep.
But I didn't realize in my like white fragility bubble how a lot of I guess I kind of did. Like people are like, they gave Eminem a lot of shit for being like a white rapper, right? Like, and I think even still to this day, people don't fuck with him like that. Like they just are like,
he's kind of in his own, on like his own island.
I think it makes it worse that the Hawk Two men love MGK, Eminem.
They like MGK?
Yeah. And yeah. Like they don't like rap. They just like Eminem or MGK. MGK is not really a rapper anymore, but like they only liked white rappers. A lot of like white
Macklemore.
Like those men. They're like, yeah, I don't like I just saw a guy reacting to Eminem being like, this line is hard, and he has like a Blink-182 shirt on. Like, obviously you can like other bands, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't help Eminem's case that like he is like the number one rapper on Amazon Music.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like Middle America loves him.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know I knew that he was big with white people in general.
Post Malone is the third one. Yeah.
Post Malone. Yes. I don't listen to rap, but I listen to Post Malone.
Post Malone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it went that deep.
Yeah. But I mean, you were telling me this, that, I mean, Eminem is a lyrical genius to me. He is on the like Mount Rushmore of rappers, however many you want to put up there. But you were telling me that like you learned that he created a new like rhyming scheme.
Yeah. He does it all the time. Like he messes with his words in such a way and like orders them in such a way that he doesn't always rhyme perfectly, but it always sounds like it works. He breaks up his sentences really strangely. Like, he's actually really, really talented. I just never got into the, like, obsessive, gratuitous violence, shock value stuff.
Yes.
That never was interesting to me.
I would say, I think for me, if I'm on the spectrum of Eminem, I lean towards the, like, I like how you can articulately poke fun at pop culture and create like fun songs. Like I was telling you about D12. Like he had like a rap band and like they were hilarious. Like My Band is just such a funny song, and like there, you know, he did that whole shit with like the puppets, like the dog puppets. Like he was like quintessential like MTV TRL.
Yes.
For me.
Yes.
So I like that part. It's and like Nico likes, he kind of swings more into he goes for the hard, like violent Eminem.
Oh.
Not violent, but like he
Kim.
He has the deep cuts of Eminem that he really likes, but he also loves like heavy metal music. So that's why I can see why
it's intense.
The Whitey Whites really like him, because it's intense. Kind of like Tech Nine. Right. White people love Tech Nine. Like I went to a festival, like a one-day festival concert in Colorado, and it was a rap festival. And then it was like crazy from a movie. Tech Nine was like the headliner, and all of a sudden it's like the Juggalo crowd, like those kind of white people are coming out and they are raging for Tech Nine. And I'm like so confused. Like I had never ever seen what their audience looks like. I've only listened to their music on my own accord, and to see what I saw and how they like moshed for Tech Nine, I'm like, I guess it makes sense because it's like heavy metal rap.
That's very interesting. No, but yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like you're talking about rap with the same level of intensity as like the sound of it. Actually, heavy metal has like similar themes, like I'm gonna fucking murder, blah 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 blah. Like
yeah,
that's a very interesting comparison. I wonder what that's about. Like why are
this is when we need our weed correspondent, not honestly for the weed, but he could really help it break it down, because like I like to listen to like house EDM music when I work out and like lift. He listens to like heavy metal, and I just don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. I get like the Offspring or like bands like that, like alt punk. Love punk.
I love punk. Yeah.
I'll go mosh the fuck out of a mosh pit at a punk show.
I'll mosh at a ska show. I mean, like, but it's not that intense.
The screamo heavy metal, that's where you lose me.
Yeah. I was kind of into that in like the scene emo days. Mm-hmm. There were a few pop punk bands that like incorporated screaming. Yeah. But the heavy metal is very interesting. I don't know what that's about. I feel like that's the same thing with like how white teen boys were really into Tyler the Creator when he first kind of started blowing up, because he was talking about like sneaking in your house and I'm gonna and you know.
And I would also say, if we're gonna go into Tyler the Creator, like, so one of my old coworkers, colleagues, acquaintance, Tim Henshaw.
Should we say the name?
He's well known. Like he's been shouted out by Tyler on stage at the crypto arena. Like he's friends with Kendrick Lamar.
All right.
He wants that publicity. Trust me.
Okay. Keep going then.
He has an agency now called Free Lunch. But Tyler literally talked about this at his last tour. He was saying how Tim hooked him up to be like one of the faces of Vans because of his messaging and like who he was to his core of like being this like, you know, more flamboyantly presenting rapper, I guess. Like, you know, he's into the skate culture. Mm-hmm. He likes bright colors and all this stuff, and he's different. And Vans was like, no, a rapper? No. And then he convinced them. And yes, it plays into that white culture.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
we talked about our weed correspondent. I'm going to pause before we go into the album to talk about what we smoked today. So we keep us on track.
I love it.
This is our vape that we smoked today. It's the Dab Woods resin pen sativa. It's really nice.
I'm a big fan so far.
Yeah. Because you don't really smoke vapes.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just convenient. I like it. I don't have a problem like with the habitualness of vapes of like hitting it all the time. Mm-hmm. Maybe I hit it a little bit more than I normally would, but I just like that it's there and I don't have to like worry about having all the accoutrements that come with marijuana.
The ash, even like
or like having to go step outside. Like we can't smoke in our apartment, so having to go step outside and do that. Like sometimes that's nice to like go be outside and like relax, but sometimes I just want a little puff and
I love
chill.
Shout out to Dab Woods.
And we know this is good because I'm not sneezing.
Exactly. So clearly they are not putting chemicals and bullshit in this. This is, I can, even when I just look at it, it just looks, the color is very nice.
I may make a little ticker talkers about the vape because we need some ancillary content. So make sure to follow.
Not the marketing term.
Our KPIs. We have to hit the KPIs by Q4. Hit the KPIs.
No, real, we do. We went through a deck, honey. We went through a deck.
Bria put together a 6-month report, and she was like, "You're fucking up, and you need to get your shit right."
I said, "I'm gonna fire you." I said, "We're fucking up," and you know what? We're doing better already.
We are. Thank you, girlies. We love you,
girlies.
We love you, girlies.
The girlies that get it.
If you want to see some merch from us, where I feel like the merch bubble is approaching.
I love the idea of merch.
Let us know what kind of merch you would like. Do you want to see lighters? Do you want to see pipes? Do you want to see hats? Papers, t-shirts,
a weed strain called High Girlies. No, called tinfoil hat episode.
Do you want to see us collab with Can? I'm calling them out because I've tagged them and shit and they don't even fucking respond.
Do you want to see us collab with Camino?
Or Dab Woods? Who do you want us to see us collab with? Them. Let us know on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube at High Girlies Pod.
We're really... Oh God, we're so professional. We are nailing it.
We are professional girlies.
Period.
Now let's get into Eminem and break his soul down.
Let's get into this shit. Oh my God. So the album is very interesting. It's like one of those albums, kind of like Damn, that you have to listen to it in order all the way through to get the thing, which I think is, again, a very interesting Eminem touch.
Eminem does that a lot. He is a storyteller. He's very visual. Like even Stan, which if people don't know that's where the term Stan comes from, is that song.
You got to know his impact with that.
Yeah.
He created a whole culture.
That's an entire story arc in a song, and it's amazing. He is a genius to me. Like truly, especially where he comes from. Like he comes from a broken home. His mom is fucked up. He had his daughter Haley with Kim, who was all over the place, and he's a good father. God bless him, and half of the album is about that. But he is a really good father, coming from all that shit, defeating all the odds, and being who he is.
Everyone should watch 8 Mile. I was forced to watch 8 Mile by my husband, and you know what? Afterwards, I felt like I knew more. I was better afterwards than I was before.
Yeah. It's a great movie. Love it.
It is,
Mekhi Phifer.
Yes.
Fucking love Mekhi Phifer.
Did you ever watch Soul Food?
I don't think I've ever seen Soul Food, but it's on my list.
You have to fucking
I know.
watch
It's like the movie.
It is the movie. It's the movie that taught me never leave anything on the stove.
Why?
Like if the stove's not on, don't leave like a washcloth or like a towel or anything like that.
I think my friend's dad's in that movie too. Michael Beach.
Oh, see, every time you bring him up, I'm like, and then you show me a picture, I'm like, oh, yes, I know who that is. And now it's out.
Okay.
Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So in the beginning of the album, basically he is in his Slim Shady bag, the classic Eminem, coming for fucking everybody. He's coming for the same people that he's been coming for years.
And he's getting his bag, or trying to get his bag. See, here, okay, so getting into the Slim Shady of it all, I think there's a lot going on here. I think like our generation is very critical right now. I think in the last 2 albums, like Kamikaze kind of like a little bit, and the album that came out during the pandemic, like in 2020, was like just a blip on the radar. Like there was some kind of boppiness.
I remember there was one music video that kind of got views back then.
Like people are like, where are the bangers? Where are the bangers? Where are the bangers?
Where's Mockingbird?
And then when you kind of like sift through the bangers, a lot of the bangers kind of live within the Slim Shady world of it all. So I think part of online is like, we want Slim Shady back because that's like the better of Eminem. And then a lot of the online chatter about Slim Shady with Gen Z, like discovering Eminem is like, fuck Slim Shady. These are fucked up lyrics. What the fuck is going on? And like,
they're looking at Slim Shady lyrics in 2024 with a 2024 mindset. Because back then, there was no such thing as like, I don't like these lyrics, so like they're dead to me and I'm going to do a campaign to cancel them. It wasn't really like that. He kind of got away. There was outrage back then, but it only helped him.
So I also think that, I'm trying to think how to say this. Artists, like people before Kanye really went to the anti-Semitic public era, everybody gave him grace for his outbreaks because he was a music genius. I think in the same right, it's like Eminem is telling you his deepest, darkest thoughts, that it's like therapeutic for him to get out.
For
but
sure.
he's not a bad person. This is just like his artwork. It's like if you were reading his journal and maybe there are fucked up things to say, but like he's getting it off his chest in a way that's like
it's
sonically,
authentic.
lyrically well written.
Yeah, for sure. You can't fault him for that necessarily. Like, I agree. But at the same time, I also feel like society now, lyrics like that don't hit the same way. And that's why he's getting a different reaction now.
And at the same time, I don't think you need to mention Caitlyn Jenner 8 times.
Christopher Reeve, like, we're still doing this.
And, oh my God, my mouth hit the fucking floor when he has that part in whichever song it is where it's like the voice note from Christopher Reeve.
Oh.
Where he's talking like him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Why are we still doing this?
There's a lot of the same in every song of like, fuck Gen Z, get over the cancel culture. Like, okay, at the first 2 songs, like, was it, Habits, but Renaissance. So when he starts the album with Renaissance talking about Kendrick's album and everyone said it was mid because there's no bangers, and Kanye's album and Wayne were shit. And then he pokes fun at Joyner Lucas, who I thought he was tight with, but I guess not. Like, do you know who that is?
No, but I thought that his lyric was like in defense
of Joyner.
Yeah, because he was like quoting what they were saying and saying that they were full of shit.
Like, and Slim Shady's new album's whack too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I thought too. I was like, maybe he's saying this to like basically be like, fuck you guys. Like, he's actually like,
he's saying basically y'all are complaining way too much about every single person. Either they're too lame and they're not going hard enough, or they're like me and I'm going too far.
And I think that sets up the like cancel culture like commentary well. Because then we get into like Habits, where he's talking about like, you guys with the PC cops, like you need to like chill for a second, basically, and like let it breathe for a minute. As some Gen Z may say, you don't have to be so snowflakey about it.
Does Gen Z say snowflake? I thought that was a boomer thing.
I've heard the Gen Z say that, and I literally am like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're appropriating from the boomers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. And then I feel like I really liked Antichrist. He's just calling out all
everything.
The people. And like the line where he says that like he is going to spit so much like lyricism to get people on his side, or like together, like the Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion scissoring. I was just like, go off. Tell us.
But then he came for Megan Thee Stallion in the next song saying like, if I collab with her, it's a shot at a feet or something.
I don't think it was a diss at her. I think he was like, maybe I'll have a shot at her if I can collab. The way he said it in Houdini, I was like, wow. I think that was a double or triple entendre.
Yeah, because he meant like feet, F-E-A-T, but shot, feet.
Yes. And
his
you
mind.
He wants to get a shot at a feature.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a double or triple entendre?
That is a double.
Even
but he
though
also
it's double on double?
I guess shot,
it would be an entendre if it's
shot
feet.
Shot at a feet means shot at a feet.
Yeah.
And
a shot at a feature. Yeah.
So it's a double.
Okay.
But he also had a really good line. I wanted to bring up this line specifically with you because he was talking about Diddy, and I thought it was so fucking good. I'm like an R-A-P-E-R, got so many essays. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? R.I.P., rest in peace, Biggie and Pac. Both of y'all should be living. But I ain't trying to beef with him because he might put a hit on me like Keith D. Get him.
Oof. Yeah.
Pray for him. I mean, he
I had
clearly
to
has no
re-listen
fear.
to that twice.
The diddy.
Dare I say Kendrick and Eminem are, I would say, the two most lyricist geniuses currently.
Wow. Yes, but they're so different.
Right.
It's like, wow. Yeah.
Well, they're deep in different ways, in a light way and a dark way.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I also feel like the way they, like Eminem's structuring is so unique, but Kendrick's is as well, but it's completely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hard to compare. Anyway, he's like really coming for them hard. Do you feel like it's kind of a bit much at this point to keep saying the same shit over and over again for like, 4 songs?
Think when I got to Road Rage, when he's like making fun of Lizzo being fat and basically saying like, America, we are like crippling America for like making XXXXL shirts and like all this shit.
The body positivity.
Yeah. And it's like, again, I think if we're going to play devil's advocate there, it's like the body positivity image has run away on the railroad tracks, and then you're perpetuating that. It's not about like being like unhealthily overweight, but like not everybody looks the same, right?
Yeah.
So,
but it's all like from his perspective as this white straight male, I don't know what, Gen Xer in America, like the way he sees things is not really always fully fleshed out. He's probably only seeing the most extreme, like people supporting the feeder fetish under the guise of body positivity shit. And it's like, that's not really the point. It's the same thing with like the transgender attacks in his music. It's like, it's very one dimensional and like, I only heard about this in the periphery and I don't really know the full story.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he's also just like saying the truth about what people think. Like, not everybody, but like when he said the line of like someone who transitioned, like I can't help but think like they're a male or they were a male or something like that. It's
and like you're calling me a transphobe because I said I wouldn't date someone who's transgender.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a journal entry. Like he's speaking on what certain people think. And he just put it in his music.
Of course. But I don't even think he's speaking for other people.
No, but I'm saying like these are not like shocking things that he's saying to me, because he has said crazier shit for sure in the past.
Yeah, and his opinions are like very I was about to say they're very like common conservative talking points.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I get
it's not like no one has said what he has said before.
Right. Yeah.
He just put it in his album. Doesn't mean that it's right, and it's also not like necessary.
Yeah.
It's also interesting to me that like his daughter, who he also like dedicates half the album to in a way, is Gen Z.
I know.
So, like,
I gotta listen to her podcast.
I listened to like 1 or 2 episodes. She's just like a basic, normal, smart girl.
He's come on?
I don't think so.
He said on the album that he was going to come on. Maybe that's
really?
like in the future. Yeah.
Maybe he would. He should for the promotion of this album.
I know.
But like I listened to her first episode and then she talked about her dad. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's interesting how he criticizes and critiques Gen Z so much. And then his daughter is Gen Z. And he is also shouting her out in half the album. So in a way, it's like a marriage of like what's going on in the world. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like well,
there's a difference between like speaking on a group, like a subsection of society as a whole, and then speaking on people you know personally. Like if he knew more Gen Zers, he would probably realize that most Gen Z people aren't listening to this album and being like, oh my God, like you hated on transgender people. They're just like, this old man's doing the same shit.
I was hoping for more bangers in this album. Like, that's what, again, people are going back to. It's like Houdini, it grows on you. It's a banger.
That has banger potential.
The Brand New Dance, is that what it was called? The dance song? Is okay.
I thought that was lame.
But it's like, you work with Dr. Dre. Give us something that I can like twerk to, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of this is just really deep, and I feel like the last albums are just like his thoughts, and I respect it, but I just want my band anthem again.
Yeah. Or I'm even thinking of like, what was that song that he did? I'm sorry, mama, I never meant to hurt you. Like he really was out here on the radio, on MTV, every single fucking
Slim
day
Shady,
with this
yes,
shit.
I'm the real Shady. Are you
oh my
Slim
God.
Shady? Just imitating, so won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
His VMA performance back in the day.
Yeah.
That was so
good.
iconic.
Or, hi, my name is,
Oh my God, so many.
Like, there are bangers.
So many.
Just give me one.
And there's not even a singular.
It is just crazy. Like, I was hoping like, okay, the first 2-3 songs we're getting into like, the shit of it all. And then we're going to get like let's just like take a break.
I thought we'd
like,
move on.
Here's what's interesting. You're just going so hard about how Gen Z goes so hard on cancel culture. You can't even take a step back from that to just be like, let's forget about this, which is your whole messaging, and be like, here's just a banger.
Dare I say, is Eminem trying to cancel Gen Z?
Ooh.
Think about it.
He's trying to cancel himself so Gen Z can cancel him so he can be reborn. It happened in Guilty Conscience 2.
Okay.
Which is like the sequel to Guilty Conscience from 1999. And that's like Guilty Conscience from back then is like him and Dre going back and forth, and it's like the angel and the devil on his shoulder, and then he kills the devil. And now this is like Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers going back and forth, and Slim is basically like the devil coming after him, being like, well, we do this shit, we are calling Ja Rule, da 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 da, and then it kind of like flips in the middle of the song. And then it's like Slim being like, well, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? Excuse me. But basically, when I was listening to that, it kind of, to me, seems symbolic of like people love to cancel people, because they think that they're just in doing that. But then also people love watching people fall and do cancelable shit so they can talk about it and like have something to talk about.
You know what's very interesting? I feel like it's all about not only just having something to talk about, but the moral superiority. Like, here is this person who was built up by me, most likely, low key, by me. And then they like girl boss too close to the sun. And now it's like, I'm going to find something to drag you back down because you're acknowledging that you're as big as I just made you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the one to acknowledge that. Yeah. It's the same
That's
shit.
what I think he's commenting on too, is that like, you guys made me this way in a way. Not like you made me say this shit, but like you asked for Slim Shady. You want Slim Shady.
You loved when you saw Slim Shady.
You love critiquing Slim Shady. So like I'm giving you Slim Shady and now you are canceling me. Is kind of what I'm getting.
Wow, yeah.
The symbolism of what he wants out of this is what I think. But yeah, I think it's interesting that like he is commenting on the fact that like people love to cancel, but they love to see people get canceled.
Yeah. And also like they create an environment where in order to be real, to share these truths, I have to embody a new persona that's not me and create like a distance between me and this person, Slim Shady, so that I can actually be real and feel comfortable being real. Cancel culture like cannibalizes itself because you create a situation where people are afraid to be themselves and be honest and like say what they think or say something that might be an unpopular opinion, to the point where people stop sharing their opinions and are fake. And then you get like a bunch of rappers who aren't really saying anything at all besides, I take, I'm on that good kush and alcohol. It's like, I like to party and like whatever. And you just get this lack of authenticity that you also cancel people for.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're not talking about anything real.
And that's why Kendrick is such a great rapper.
Because he talks about real shit.
He can put out real shit, talking about real shit that are real fucking bangers. People
can do it all.
Are dancing to Not Like Us everywhere.
Isn't that crazy?
On repeat.
It's on such a deep, like, that song is so lyrically deep and incredible and just like artistic, but it's also, it just jumps. It just gets you.
Gets the people going.
Eminem, why didn't you put something like that on this album? You were so close.
You were so close. Also, part of me feels like I wonder how long he's been working on this album, because he put out an album in 2020. So where are you working on this album since then? But then there are so many recent references that are in the album. It kind of felt like rushed because he was like, I need to get this out. Like the fact that Haktua is in the first second of the song, I'm just like, okay.
That was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of like felt like he wants to get the Gen Z attention in a way that he's critiquing.
Maybe something happened where he had an encounter with the Gen Z cancellation thing and he was like so enraged that he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna write all this shit. And he just went on like a spree and wrote them all within like a week.
Yeah.
A little episode.
But I'll still wait for the bangers. I'll hold out. I'll go to your concerts. I'll buy mom spaghetti. Like,
okay.
I want to see it. I've seen him one time at Coachella. When he was headlining, I think in 2019 or 18, and it was good. So it was good. I wasn't that close, but I would like a redo. Maybe we can get into our idea of the week.
Go ahead.
Listen, I think you triple down on the Slim Shady of it all. Resurrect. Have yourself go on tour as Slim Shady.
Bleach blonde.
And you dye that bleach blonde hair back, boy. I am
the
here
bleach
for
blonde
it.
hair honestly was everything.
I had the biggest crush on him.
I get it. I could see why. It's just, it's different. And it wasn't toned at all. It was like yellow.
Yeah, it was super yellow. And then there was a boy at camp who had that exact look. Boys did that to their hair because of him.
Oh my God.
And something about me, it got the kitty purring.
It gave you funny flutters.
I was fluttering.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I don't know.
Bring it back, honestly. Why
Shave
not
that
just
beard
try
and
it?
bring it back.
Definitely shave the beard at the very least.
I mean, the beard, I get it. Whatever. But like, I'm here for like the early 2000s Eminem. Give it to me.
I agree.
It's in vogue right now.
Low key.
Give me some bangers.
Something.
I want to dance.
She wants to get on the stage and twerk.
I want to twerk.
Period.
Yeah, and be a freak.
Yeah.
Um,
Should we end with a quote from the album?
Sure.
Someone needs to come back and hit the reset button. Back to 2003, because how the fuck did we get stuck in this woke BS? I embellished that quote a little bit. It's from Antichrist. I added the fuck.
What do you think overall?
I think that overall in 2024, we are better off than we were in 2003. Absolutely. However, I think the pendulum might have swung a little bit too far. And we could reel it in a little bit. Mm-hmm. We could reel it in. Save the cancellations for people who are not just hurting feelings. Like, it has to go beyond feelings, I feel. And it has to be like a repetitive action.
I guess there is a missing step in the cancel culture that maybe we can help create, of like, we don't need to go so hard. If someone says something fucked up,
yes,
we can tell them, hey, that was kind of fucked up, but we haven't figured out how to do that in a way that's not like, you're canceled.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like sort of people did it right-ish with Daniel Caesar when he said, like, why can't you guys be nicer to white people and see if that helps, like, police brutality stop? And in the live, as he was saying that, people were like, we're not buying your next album. And sure enough, it was a flop. That's all you have to do. Like, if you don't like someone, just don't participate in their, don't engage.
Yeah, don't support.
Don't get their name in the search. Don't get their name in the algorithm.
That's how I feel about, what's that country singer's name that said that?
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen. Like,
fade into obscurity.
Here's the thing. It's like 3 strikes and you're out, right? With Morgan Wallen, he was being irresponsible during the pandemic, partying at schools. I get it. You're young. You don't give a fuck about COVID, but it was just a bad look because you were going on SNL and like, just don't do it. I don't give a shit about that. Then you say the hard R while you're drunk. And to me personally, I think saying the hard R drunk is like, you say that anyway.
Oh,
right?
I think saying it either way.
I mean, saying it either way, yes, for sure. I feel like if you say it without the hard R, like rapping it in a song, it's like, okay, you just haven't been told, like, you can't say that. Do you know?
I think that might have applied in previous years, but I think everybody knows by now.
For sure now. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that was like, I just don't know how you come back from that. But
Didn't
he did.
also like throw a chair at someone or throw a chair off a roof and hit someone?
He did.
Like,
oh, and he did something with his ex-girlfriend. I don't know. Cheated on her.
Like, the fact that we have a list is just.
See, this is what I mean.
I don't listen to him. I cut him. Like,
yeah.
I didn't listen to him before, so it was honestly very easy. But like, it's easy enough. He doesn't exist in my world.
Yeah.
It's
too much, and I just don't need to support. But I don't need to go online and be like, fuck you, you motherfucker, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. Like, we're done.
We're done. Just step away and speak with your purse.
The only time I've ever commented, because I'm not like a troll at all. Like, I barely comment on anything to begin with. The only time I ever said anything to someone was when they were called out on Twitter for many times saying the N-word. And then during the George Floyd of it all, they said how they were faking it, basically. Like, that they're for Black Lives Matter. They think that that's horrible for people saying this stuff. And people are like, you tweeted the N-word multiple times. Oh. And then he was like trying to like back away from it slowly.
He was trying to fade into the bush.
And it was just like, no. Like, you can't just like fucking get away with this shit.
Oh.
So I may have said something.
I don't think I've ever commented. The only thing I can remember trolling is the Ariana Grande God is a Woman music video on YouTube. Never try to troll in a YouTube comment section. But I wasn't hating on her. I was just saying, if there is a God the Father, must there not be a God the Mother? And I got, it's still there if you want to go look. I got eaten alive for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. Like, yeah, it makes no sense. It's a joke. Anyway.
You know why I doubled down on that guy too? That was the guy that cheated on our friend's friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Fuck you.
That doesn't count. That's personal.
Okay.
We hate him.
Yeah.
We do hate him.
You'll get
You know what? I might have retweeted something. I think I retweeted your clapback. So I participated.
I'm still blocked on Instagram and I don't give a fuck.
Why would you give a fuck?
Also, go ahead and block me. I can still see your shit elsewhere. Like, fuck you.
It doesn't matter. And we don't want to see you anyway.
If you're going to block someone, why? Just mute them.
Oh, see, I didn't know about muting for a while. Maybe he doesn't know. He's stupid. Anyways.
Mute or restrict. You don't need to block. Block is so aggressive.
He was probably blocking so many people.
Yeah, because he's afraid of what he fucking did. That's the thing. Especially as someone who grew up in LA, it's like, why did you ever say the N-word in your vocabulary? You learn.
Oh my God.
I learned in first grade.
Girl, it is so common literally
Like,
anywhere else.
I know, but like
it's so
some
normal.
people I just don't like how people are like, oh, in 2012, like, you know, Twitter, people said just shit. It's like, in 2012, we were in college. I was in college.
Yeah, people
I was
were
a
saying that
sophomore in
shit.
college. Like, you knew better.
People were saying. I feel like, honestly, if we're looking at the late 2000s, early 2010s, 2014, I believe, was Mike Brown. So, like, most people...
Or 2013, I think. I thought I was in college when that happened.
Yeah, I was in my college apartment. So that was my junior year. So it was 2014. Or 2013 to... Yeah, 2014 to 2015, I guess. August 2014. But that was like the first taste of people even hearing Black Lives Matter, knowing about that stuff. So think about before then.
But I'm saying, for someone who is from a diverse area, I don't give
from LA?
Yeah. I don't give you an excuse. If you're from New York, LA, or like a big city, the whole like...
There's also like the LA Bay Area, and really just any big city where people think that they can just say it because they have Black friends or whatever. There's also that. I'm not making excuses for the man. Fuck him.
That's what I was saying about like the drunk saying it not hard R. They think they can say it.
But is that better?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I think the
hard R, distinguishing between the hard R and the A is just some bullshit that like it does not matter. It's like people trying to make themselves and like their friends feel better by being like, well, you didn't say it with the hard R. Like, no, you said it.
I guess what I'm saying is like the not hard R is in the mainstream of it all. You hear it in like rap music and stuff, or you hear people maybe in like television saying it in certain contexts. But like I'm not hearing the hard R. So like that was like, where'd that come from? You are saying that in your daily life is what I'm trying to say. But I get what it doesn't give it an excuse at all. I'm just saying like you doubled down. That someone is saying that.
Well, yeah, I'm sure his whole family and friends.
Yeah,
and
that's why I'm like, all right, bye.
And yet,
see you later.
We're still going to his concerts and whatnot. You fake bitches. Anyways, on that note, that was not a good transition to end on. Let's end on a positive note. Thank you for watching. God bless. God bless Eminem.
God bless Eminem. I do love you, and I'll still wait.
I'll wait
for the bop. I'm waiting for the bop.
Yeah. All right.
Bye girlies.